Project cars can oftentimes be a load of fun. There's no better way to learn the ins and outs of a car than taking it all apart and putting it back together. And if you do everything right, you can completely transform the driving experience of what might have once been a mediocre car. That is, however, with the caveat that problems almost always find a way to ruin that fun. There are so many factors to take into account when rebuilding an engine. Did you put the piston rings on correctly? Did you remember to torque those rod bolts? Did you put assembly lube in the wrong place? Will it really be a big problem if you reuse that hardware? What kind of oil should you use? How much oil? What kind of break-in period should you do? How long is the break-in period? What happens if I break something? The list is never ending. Well, in my case, one of those many things unfortunately did go wrong, and I'm not yet exactly sure what. But I'm determined to figure it out. So as you can see here, I'm burning a lot of oil, which is not good. And this actually started happening 1 week after I got the car professionally detailed, on the way home from the car's first car show, where I pretty much jinxed myself by saying, it's running great, it's a fun car to drive, haven't had any problems. Well, on my way home from the show on the highway, I started to notice my AFRs were getting really, really rich. So immediately I thought I had an injector that was stuck open, because that's a common problem on these cars. But then I looked behind me and saw oil smoke. So I thought maybe it could be something as simple as my catch can is overflowing and it's burning whatever's in there. So I went and dumped that out. It was overflowing, so that could have been possible. But then I went for a drive, same deal, same problem, burning oil. And then I thought maybe it could be the turbo. It's not likely because it's a new turbo and it doesn't have a lot of shaft play or anything. So I don't know. I thought maybe it was possible. But then the more I thought about it, turbo seals, when they go bad, typically burn more at idle and on decel. I could be wrong on that, so feel free to correct me. But it really just wasn't seeming like it was the turbo. It was a lot less consistent and more in the higher rev ranges. Didn't really depend on if I was in boost or not. So pretty much ruled out the turbo, but could still be possible. But while I was working in that area, I noticed that there were some scorch marks at the flange of the turbo manifold, which would indicate that there's a lot of heat coming out of the turbo right at the head. And then I noticed the nuts holding the manifold on were super loose. So that does mean that a lot of exhaust smoke was coming out of the manifold and possibly damaging something in the head. So then I decided to try a leak down test. I did that off camera. The results were a little inconclusive. It kind of said that there may have been something leaking in cylinder 1. Might have been exhaust valves, can't really tell. That also revealed that the spark plug on cylinder 1 was a little bit oily, so if there is a problem inside the engine, it's probably cylinder 1. Okay. And before I committed to taking the engine apart to figure that out, I ran a quick scan, which I probably should have done first, but whatever, I'm dumb. And they came back with a P0016 code, which is not good. Those of you unfamiliar with that, it's kind of a notorious code for these cars that says that the cam and crank sensor are out of sync. How that happens, it's a number of ways. It could be something that, like, the timing chain skipped or tensioner went bad, but the car was driving fine, it idled fine, so something went wrong inside the engine and I need to fix it. So yet again, I have to rebuild the engine. Removing the cylinder head actually might have given some telling clues of what happened to the car. First of which is the oil screen and the cam bridge did what it does best and went missing. It was there when I put it on the car, and now it's not. And just that happens all the time on these cars. So immediately after finding this, I started Googling symptoms of that screen popping off and going throughout the engine. And I found one article that kind of described exactly what's going on, the P0016 code and oil consumption. So that oil screen could very well be what caused all of this trouble, but really hard to tell because I couldn't find it, and yeah, I had really no other way to tell. Another thing that I also found when removing the head was vertical scoring in the cylinder walls. Some worse than others, but in general, that's not good news. That means that the bottom end comes out too. So vertical scoring on cylinder walls basically means that there's friction where there shouldn't have been friction. I'm not really sure how that happened. Probably install error on my part, who knows. But if I want to reuse this block now, I probably have to get the cylinders bored over, which would require me to get new pistons. And if I want to reuse the pistons that I currently have, that would require a new block. So either way, gonna be expensive and it sucks. But I'm taking everything to the machine shop this week to kind of get the verdict on what happened with everything, what's reusable, and kind of what my game plan is from here. So the pistons themselves, I think actually they look fine. They look like pistons that have 1,500 miles on them or so. I can't really tell the rings visually unless they're like exploded or something like that. They all look fine. One of them looks like it may have become unseated while it was in there, or maybe when I was installing it, but I would think that if that happened, it would have been damaged way earlier. I don't know, it's possible that when I was priming the engine, right when I put it together, that I accidentally pumped too much fuel into the cylinder walls and washed them out, and then that caused not enough oil to be there and then caused damage. But I don't know, hard to tell. The bearings, the rod bearings, they seem okay. One of them seems a little bit questionable, so I'm just replacing all of them just to be safe. But piston rings are probably the biggest suspect at this point. Take 3,000. A little bit to talk about here. I filmed this like 4 times now. So I'm pretty sure the main culprit in all of this was probably piston rings. The damage on the cylinder walls really shows evidence of some oil consumption. And the head was assembled professionally. These were put in novicely by me. So I would guess this is what happened. So my plan was to reuse these pistons with new piston rings in an extra block that I have. Long story on that, but I have an extra block. And it would have been really quick to just get that hot tanked, honed, put new piston rings on these and have it back together in like 2 weeks. that would be ideal, but that would also require everything to be in stock. Unfortunately, so these are Molle IE spec pistons, and the rings are no longer manufactured. I contacted Integrated Engineering first, and they said, well, we don't manufacture these, Molle does, and then they do them specifically for us, and we sell them. So then I contacted Molle, and then they said, well, we don't actually manufacture these, we get them from somewhere else, at least that's what it seemed like. So they sent me a link to one of their vendors who sells the rings, and then I bought those rings, and then was refunded a few minutes later, and they told me that those aren't in stock, and won't be in stock again. So then I kind of went on a goose chase, finding other vendors of Molle components and trying to purchase them from those vendors on the off chance that maybe some of them had them in stock, but they're all getting them from the same place, and that place doesn't exist anymore. At least that part number doesn't exist anymore. So here's where I'm at. I can't reuse these pistons without getting custom rings made, and I can't reuse my block without getting bigger pistons. So even if I got custom rings made, which I've kind of talked to some companies about, and it seems like it'll be too expensive or just not worth it, it's looking like I'll have to get bigger pistons. And I'm not going to go with Molle because I don't want to run into this issue again. So JE is kind of my only other option at the moment. And originally I kind of was panicking a little, thinking I'd have to get new rods because they have an 82.5 standard bore and an 83 millimeter piston, which would be great. I could just get the 83 millimeter, but my connecting rod is a 22 millimeter wrist pin, and then their standard bore piston is a 21 millimeter. Their 83 millimeter overbore piston is a 23 millimeter wrist pin. So I was like, does this mean I'm gonna have to get new rods too? If so, is it even worth it for me to do this, or should I just cut my losses, put a stock engine in here, and part it out? Like, and trust me, I have gone back and forth on that option too. At some point, it's like, how much is too much to work and spend on this car? Because it obviously has been a lot, and trust me, you have no idea how much it costs to get it to where it is right now. But my solution is I talked to JE, and they actually can really make anything you want. So they're really saving the day. So I actually have already ordered 83 millimeter forged pistons with a 22 millimeter wrist pin, and those will be here in 7 weeks. I mean, this is a year where I guess it's a year after, but this year is kind of more affected from COVID than 2020 was, because materials are too expensive, you can't get them, they just take long to get, so kind of have to wait. And I mean, that's okay. Sometimes you can't get parts right away. That's just how it is, and it sucks, but at least I can get what I need. Yeah, and this is going to be the last time that I try to reassemble this motor and everything, because it's too much. There is a reason that people get S4s instead of buying A4s and modifying them, aside from the reason a lot of people like to say you're too poor to get. It's just stupid to modify this car to this point. And, like, the amount of money I put into this, I could have actually had a pretty rowdy S4 at this point, but I don't know. I'm stubborn, and I like to be different, and that, I mean, it sucks. So yeah, 7-week lead time. I'm just happy I can get them. That does mean there's going to be another gap in episodes, and unfortunately, commenting on my car show videos that you want more A4 videos doesn't help that happen at all. Doesn't speed up the process, and it doesn't make my wallet bigger. I know some people kind of forget that not every automotive YouTuber is just like flush with cash. Maybe someday I'll be at that big YouTuber point, but like the only thing that is different from you and me as far as like being a car person goes is that I film myself in my garage. So I got to play the waiting game just like a lot of other people have this year. So I appreciate your support up until now. I think I might do a question and answer video in the near future to, I mean, not only add content to the channel about the car and whatever, but to also, I don't know, address some of the questions that people have asked in the comments that I have either answered multiple times or haven't been able to kind of type out an answer. Some answers I just can't give you. But I think maybe the next build video will be a question and answer. So if you do have any questions about the build, about me, I guess, or the car in general, put them in the comments below. Just put like type question : and then put your question, and then I'll address that in the next video. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, until then, I have a garage full of parts and a car that's just sitting around. Alright, but before we go, I did want to mention one thing. If you wanted to kind of support the build and kind of help move things along a little bit quicker financially and, you know, help support the channel, if you haven't noticed, I've been kind of wearing this same t-shirt design throughout the episode. I am selling this shirt on my web store. It comes in 3 different colors, black, gray, and this blue. It's got a front, it's got a back. I have a different t-shirt design on my website too. I sell stickers. Yeah, if you want to help support the channel, head over there. I'll drop a link in the description, and yeah, any support is much appreciated. And yeah, that's it. Here's a Mustang. Well, now I'm all messy.